Why the CBQ method requires no willpower to help you quit smoking. Hi, this is Nasya Davos, and in this video I want to show you what is the CBQ method, what is willpower and 3 misconceptions about it, and why you don't need any willpower when you follow the CBQ method. And I understand that quitting without willpower may sound counterintuitive and weird and hard to believe just yet, but all I ask is for you to listen with an open mind. Before we dive in, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button to get notified when we release more videos that will help you quit smoking with the CBQ method. Okay, so what is the CBQ method? The CBQ method is a 4-stage psychology-based method that helps you overcome the mental addiction. The mental addiction is the desire or need for cigarettes. It's how smoking makes you feel and how much you believe you need it. And it's the biggest part of the smoking addiction. Smoking is 8% mental and only 20% of smoking is the physical addiction to nicotine. And some people think that smoking is a physical addiction. But if that were true, then why do most people give mental and emotional reasons for not quitting, like I need it, it relaxes me, or it's my friend? Or why habitual activities like driving, watching TV, or taking a break trigger your cravings? And of course, why ex-smokers relapse 1 month, 1 year, or more after overcoming their physical addiction, even when there's not a single trace of nicotine in their body? It's all because of the mental addiction. The physical addiction is weak. After 3 to 5 days, almost all nicotine is out of your system, and the withdrawal is not worse than a common cold. The mental addiction is the problem. Why? Because it makes you believe you can't live happily without nicotine. And the 4 stages of the CBQ method are designed to help you overcome the mental addiction. And they are the same 4 stages you went through when you became a smoker. Now, what is the willpower method? I have tried to quit smoking with willpower many times, and I'm sure you have too. Willpower, by definition, is the control exerted to do something or restrain impulses. When we say, I'm using my willpower to stop smoking, what we don't mean is using willpower to take the first step and admit to yourself that you must quit, or throw your pack of cigarettes, or research, or start watching videos. These decisions need self-control and discipline, and this is part of any change, but it doesn't mean you're quitting smoking with willpower. Quitting smoking using your willpower means that you use your momentary will to resist the impulse to smoke. It means there is an impulse to smoke and you resist it. It means you want to smoke, but you go against your desire, and you do that again and again and again, many times a day in and day out, hoping that the desire for cigarettes will go away by itself, so you can stop resisting it. There is no strategy involved, no progression, just doing the same thing again and again. So quitting with willpower means that you're resisting the cigarettes you desire, and that's hard. Think about it. If you're feeling stressed, and in that moment you try to use your willpower to resist smoking, what's gonna happen? You're gonna feel more stress. You're gonna want to smoke even more. Why? Because you feel deprived. Feeling deprived makes you want to smoke even more, and I will explain why this happens in a second. A few months ago, we were hosting a quit smoking seminar, and there was a man. He raised his hand. He looked polished and well-mannered, and so he raised his hand and he said, I have been smoking for 45 years. I believe that I can only stop smoking with willpower. The nicotine gum and the patch never worked for me. They just replaced one addiction for another. He said, my willpower, my strength is all I need to do this. So I said, okay, I agree. I agree that nicotine patches and gums are not a viable solution, but that doesn't mean that your only option is willpower. Let me ask you, how long have you been trying to stop smoking with willpower? He took a moment to think about it. He looked up, he looked down, he thought about it some more, he did the calculations in his head, and he said, on and off for the last 5 years. I said, if willpower worked, then why are you still smoking? He said, because I don't have enough willpower. See, this man thought that his only way to success, his only option, was something he thought he didn't have enough of. how can he quit? And here's the thing, there are a lot of misconceptions about willpower that make you struggle, they make quitting painful, and they make you fail. And I'm gonna share with you the biggest 3 misconceptions. The first misconception about willpower is that we equate it to how strong we are as people. We think that the stronger you are, the more willpower you have. But that's not what willpower is. Willpower is like a muscle that gets tired during the day. Like, the more you use it, the weaker it becomes. For example, if you've had a tough day, you had to make a lot of decisions and run errands and use your mind, at the end of the day, your willpower is going to be fatigued. And that's why it's harder to make healthy food choices or resist smoking or resist alcohol or any temptation towards the end of the day when you're tired, because your willpower is exhausted. So you can be a very strong person and still your willpower will be low at the end of a demanding day. Now, the second misconception about willpower is that you can use it to resist the desire for cigarettes. No, like we said, willpower is like a muscle, so it needs rest. Willpower is limited, but your emotions, your urges, your desires are unlimited. So you can't possibly resist your emotions with willpower. You cannot use something you have limited supply of, like your willpower, to resist and go against something you have unlimited supply of. That's your desires and your emotions. It's simply not a fair fight. And the thing is that the more you resist something, the more you want it. So you feel deprived and you end up smoking more. So in a way, willpower increases the desire to smoke, because when you feel deprived, you want to smoke more. And that's why having more willpower does not make quitting easy. And the third misconception about willpower is that it is sustainable. Listen, willpower doesn't work because willpower doesn't last. Everyone can resist some cigarettes with willpower, but for how long? You can't go through life always resisting cigarettes. You're not going to be a happy non-smoker, and this is the goal. The goal is to be a happy non-smoker. So if you go through life always resisting, it's not going to happen. And sure, you can be tough and try to push through, but at some point, something will happen. You're going to be stressed, you're going to have to deal with a problem, you're going to have an argument, something will happen that will require your mental energy. And in that moment, you're not going to be able to focus on whatever it is you need to deal with and focus on resisting cigarettes. So you're going to give yourself permission to smoke and you're going to relapse. And even if you lived on a magic island and you were so rested, you had zero stress, zero responsibilities, of course, you would be bored, but your willpower would be rested. I want you to understand that even in that scenario, you would still feel deprived, because willpower, by definition, means going against your desire, against your impulse, and that's the hard way. But what if you remove, if you weaken, if you change the impulse, the desire to begin with? Then quitting becomes easy. When you first stop smoking, and then you use willpower to resist your desire, this is hard. But if you do the exact opposite, if you first stop wanting to smoke, if you first remove the desire and then quit, then quitting becomes easy. And that's why the CBQ method requires no willpower. The 4 stages of the CBQ method are designed to help you stop wanting to smoke before you quit, by changing how you see smoking and quitting, and by changing your relationship with cigarettes, because then you're mentally free. And when there is no desire, there is no need for willpower. Now, if you want to learn exactly how the CBQ method removes the desire for cigarettes, make sure you watch the video I added for you, the link in the description. So, what's the difference though between using your willpower and overcoming the desire? Like, how do you know you're not using willpower? How does it feel differently when you're using willpower and when you don't desire cigarettes? Listen, when you're using your willpower, you want to smoke, but you have to stop yourself. When you're mentally free, you simply say, I don't do this anymore. You don't have to resist the cravings because there's nothing to resist. Like, do you need any willpower to resist eating rat poison or ammonia or acetone? Like, if someone puts a bowl of ammonia or acetone in front of you, would you need any willpower to resist taking a big breath in or tasting it? Of course not, because it's disgusting and harmful and you don't do it. Well, tobacco has inside arsenic that's used in rat poison, ammonia, acetone, and 4,000 other chemicals. And the only reason why you want it is because you believe that it offers you something. That's the mental addiction. My point is, when you see smoking for what it really is, for the poison it really is, you don't want it anymore. So you don't need to use willpower to resist it because there's nothing to resist. And being mentally free from smoking, having no desire for cigarettes, it doesn't mean that you never think about smoking. Of course you do, but it is just a thought. It's a memory without the compulsion to act upon this thought. And that's the difference between using your willpower and having no desire for cigarettes. It's all about how you think about smoking. When you're mentally addicted and you have to use your willpower, you think of smoking as something you want right now. Otherwise, something bad will happen. You're gonna be very stressed, you're gonna be in an argument, you're not gonna be able to relax. However, when you're mentally free and you don't need to use your willpower, you see smoking as something that you used to do, but you don't do anymore. So to sum up, the CBQ method has 4 quit smoking stages that help you overcome the mental addiction, the desire, the need for cigarettes. While willpower means going against your impulse, against the desire to smoke, which intensifies this desire because you feel deprived. And willpower doesn't work because it doesn't last. You can't put effort forever to resist cigarettes. It's gonna consume you, it's gonna be hard, you're gonna be unhappy. But the CBQ method requires no willpower because it removes the core problem, the desire, the need for cigarettes. And when there is no desire, there is no need for willpower. So I hope this video was helpful to you and that you got a new perspective on willpower and why you don't need it to succeed. If you want to learn more about the CBQ method and its 4 quit smoking stages and how to get started with each stage, make sure you get the foundational video of the CBQ method. The link is in the description of this video. In this video, I show you what are the 4 stages of the CBQ method and how they work together to help you break the mental addiction without willpower. And I give you 1 tip to get started with each stage. So if you want to follow the CBQ method, you must watch the foundational video. In this video, I also show you how you became a smoker because you went through the exact same stages when you became addicted to smoking and you need to go through the same 4 stages to break the addiction. Also, this video is going to give you a bird's eye view of your quit smoking journey, so go watch it now. And please let me know in the comments what's your experience when quitting with willpower. And if you liked this video, hit the like button below and subscribe to this channel to get more videos that will help you quit smoking with the CBQ method. Thank you so much for watching, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.